Welcome back. Hartford HealthCare's Swim Across the Sound launches this coming weekend in Bridgeport. It is the 39th year for the fundraiser benefiting cancer patients and their families. Joining us is a longtime volunteer and two-time cancer survivor, John Brooks. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much for having me.
Happy
Pleasure
to
to be
have
here.
you. Can you first tell us, John, a little bit about your cancer journey?
Sure. Yeah, back in 2009, I had what I thought was just a cold, and but I would just say to everybody, listen to your body because this cold just seemed a little unnatural to me, and I was ready to just ride it out, but something told me to go in and get it checked out. So I went to the walk-in, which was run by St. Vincent's at the time, as part of Hartford Healthcare, of course. And they checked me out and they said, yeah, you have a slight case of pneumonia, but you also have a spot on your lung. So it was just following my instinct to get things checked out that it was discovered. They sent me down to St. Vincent's, to the emergency room, and I got checked out there. And then a follow-up biopsy confirmed that I did, in fact, have adenocarcinoma, which affected the right upper lobe of my lung.
Wow. And you've been a long time swim volunteer. Tell us all about your role.
So my role with the swim, for a couple of years, I had been calling and saying, "Look, I have a jet ski. Can I help out with the jet ski?" And the answer was, "Well, we really don't have a position for a jet ski." So in 2001, I called again, probably for the second or third time, and they said, "Oh, we're so glad you called back. We've talked about it, and we think there's a role for a jet ski." So that was my first year, 2001, and my role is to pick up the swimmers at the finish line. And they have escort boats, but the escort boats can't get too close to the finish line for obvious reasons. So I'll pick up the swimmers and take them back to the boat, to their escort boat. And it's interesting because some of them are so hyped up that they don't want to ride back to the boat. They swim back to their boat, but a lot of them are pretty happy to get that lift.
Absolutely, that is an important role that you have. Now, I understand this is the first time swimmers will be starting in Connecticut.
Yes, yes, they're going to be starting. Where are they starting? I think at where are they starting? Seaside Park, I think. Yeah, Seaside Park in Bridgeport. They'll be starting. Danforth's Marina in Port Jeff suffered a lot of damage with the extreme winter weather we had, a lot of ice, and so usually would start there, but here it's starting at Seaside.
And we know that Swim Across the Sound, it raises a lot of money, and again, it helps so many cancer patients and their families. Can you tell us, have you personally benefited from Swim Across the Sound?
I have. Shortly after my cancer diagnosis and surgery, I found out about the programs of the swim. And I actually signed up for a yoga class with other cancer survivors. And I had called and said, "Look, my treatment's over. I'm finished. I'm through my journey. Can I still join?" And they said, "Absolutely." And so I took yoga for years with other cancer survivors. We helped each other. We supported each other, and it was a great program. I'm a fundraiser by trade. I worked in the nonprofit industry for 30 years, raising money. I raised tens of millions of dollars. So it was really nice to be on the receiving end of people's generosity and charitable support.
Wonderful. Well, John Brooks, obviously, the fact that you volunteer says a lot about the person that you are, but the fact that you are a two-time cancer survivor, that really tells us the strength that you have. And we are so happy you are here to tell us all about your journey. Thank you for your time.
Uh,
We'll be right back.